the Golden State Valkyries continued their remarkable ascent through the 2026 WNBA season on Wednesday night, defeating the Indiana Fever 88-75 on the road to extend their winning streak to 8 games. The victory was not just another notch in the win column. It set a new franchise record for consecutive wins for the second-year Valkyries, a team that entered the league just last season and has quickly established itself as one of the most dangerous units in the WNBA. The win improved Golden State's record to 18-7 on the season, while also extending a separate, equally impressive streak. The Valkyries have now won 5 straight games away from home, a mark that speaks to the team's poise, depth, and resilience regardless of venue. For a franchise in only its second year of existence, this kind of sustained success is a testament to strong roster construction, cohesive team chemistry, and a coaching staff that has found the right formula at exactly the right time. Indiana, meanwhile, fell to 14-10 with the loss, a result that will sting for a Fever team that has spent much of the season fighting to establish itself as a legitimate playoff contender. The defeat also raises fresh questions about consistency for a roster that features one of the league's most electric young stars in Caitlin Clark, alongside veteran scorers who have struggled to find their footing on a night-to-night basis. At the center of Golden State's victory was Gabby Williams, who finished with 16 points to lead all Valkyries scorers. Williams has emerged this season as one of the most versatile two-way players in the league, and Wednesday's performance was a clear demonstration of why. Her scoring came at crucial moments throughout the second half, as Golden State pulled away from a Fever team that had kept the game competitive through the opening 2 quarters. Williams' ability to impact winning extends well beyond the box score. Her defensive versatility allows the Valkyries to switch across multiple positions, disrupting opposing offenses and forcing turnovers that fuel Golden State's transition attack. On a night when Indiana's backcourt trio of Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and company were searching for offensive rhythm, Williams' relentless activity on both ends of the floor set the tone for a Golden State team that simply refused to let the Fever back into the game down the stretch. If Williams was the headline performer, Caitlin Chen was the story that surprised even the most attentive WNBA observers. Chen exploded for 14 points, with every single one of them coming in the second half. The rookie guard was nearly flawless in her shooting performance, connecting on all 5 of her field goal attempts, while also converting 4 of 5 free throws. For a player who has spent much of her rookie campaign working her way into a consistent role, Wednesday's performance represented a breakout moment. Chen's efficiency off the bench gave Golden State a critical scoring boost, precisely when the Valkyries needed to pull away from a Fever team still within striking distance. Her perfect shooting night is the kind of performance that head coaches dream about from their bench units. Instant offense delivered with maximum efficiency and 0 wasted possessions. Chen's emergence adds yet another dimension to an already deep Golden State roster, giving the Valkyries a second-unit scoring option that can change the complexion of a game in a matter of minutes as the season progresses toward the playoffs. That kind of bench scoring punch could prove invaluable in tightly contested postseason matchups. While Williams and Chen headlined the box score, Golden State's win was very much a team-wide effort. Tiffany Hayes added 13 points, continuing her steady contributions as a reliable scoring option on the wings. Janelle Salan chipped in 12 points, while Kayla Thornton rounded out the double-digit scorers with 11 points, including a critical third-quarter three-pointer that helped Golden State seize control of the game. This kind of balanced scoring attack has become a hallmark of the Valkyries' identity throughout their winning streak. Rather than relying on a single go-to scorer to carry the offensive load every night, Golden State has shown the ability to spread the wealth, making it exceedingly difficult for opposing defenses to key in on any one player. When Williams and Chen were setting the pace in the second half, the supporting cast made sure Indiana had no room to breathe, converting timely shots that kept the margin growing rather than shrinking. The fourth quarter surge. That sealed it. The turning point of the contest came early in the fourth quarter. With the score still within reach for Indiana, Golden State opened the final period on an 11-5 run, punctuated by a Kayla Thornton three-pointer that pushed the lead to 69-56. That burst effectively ended any realistic hope of an Indiana comeback. The Fever did have one opportunity to cut into the deficit shortly after, when Caitlin Clark appeared to convert a basket, only for it to be waved off due to a shot clock violation. The sequence proved to be a microcosm of Indiana's night, moments of promise undercut by costly mistakes at the worst possible time. Golden State capitalized immediately. Tiffany Hayes completed a three-point play moments later, extending the Valkyries' lead to 80-65 with just 3:30 remaining on the clock. From that point forward, Indiana had no answer, and Golden State cruised to the final 88-75 margin, sealing their 8th consecutive victory in dominant fashion. For the Fever, the loss was defined largely by inefficient shooting from their star backcourt. Kelsey Mitchell was Indiana's leading scorer with 20 points, showing flashes of the scoring touch that has made her one of the league's most reliable veteran options. Alia Boston added 15 points in a solid interior performance, providing a steady post presence throughout the contest. The bigger story, however, was Caitlin Clark's difficult shooting night. The Fever guard finished with 13 points, but struggled mightily from the field, going just 4 for 14 overall, and an even more concerning 1 for 8 from beyond the three-point arc across 26 minutes of action. For a player who has redefined expectations around long-range shooting since entering the league, this kind of shooting slump stands out, and it came at a moment when Indiana desperately needed her scoring punch to keep pace. With a red-hot Golden State squad, Clark's struggles were compounded by the disallowed fourth-quarter basket, a play that, in a game decided by 13 points, represented one of several small margins that swung in Golden State's favor throughout the night. Indiana's inability to string together stops on the defensive end, particularly during Golden State's decisive fourth-quarter surge, ultimately proved too much to overcome. Wednesday's result arrives at a fascinating juncture in the WNBA calendar. The league is in the midst of its All-Star festivities, with rosters freshly drafted and excitement building around the showcase event. Amid that backdrop, Golden State's continued dominance serves as a reminder that the most compelling storylines of the season are not confined to the All-Star break. They are unfolding in real time on the court, night after night. The Valkyries' record-setting streak also reinforces just how quickly this expansion franchise has matured. Entering the league in its inaugural season, with the growing pains typical of any new roster, Golden State has used its second year to transform into one of the WNBA's most complete and disciplined teams. Balanced scoring, versatile defense, and contributions from every level of the roster, starters and bench players alike, have combined to produce a team that is peaking at precisely the right time. With the postseason picture beginning to take shape for Indiana, the loss is a reminder of the fine margins that separate contenders from teams still finding their consistency. With a talented core led by Clark, Mitchell, and Boston, the Fever have the pieces to compete with any team in the league on a given night. But performances like Wednesday's, where a promising game slips away due to a difficult shooting stretch and a handful of costly possessions, underscore the work that remains as Indiana looks to solidify its position in a crowded and competitive playoff race. Golden State will look to carry its momentum forward as the winning streak continues to build, with each subsequent victory adding to a season that is quickly becoming one of the most impressive in franchise history. The balance the Valkyries have shown, spreading scoring across 5 or more contributors on any given night, suggests this is not a streak built on unsustainable individual heroics, but rather a genuine identity that head coach and players alike have bought into completely. For Indiana, the challenge now is to regroup and find answers, particularly in terms of shooting consistency from its stars, before the margin for error narrows further as the season moves toward its stretch run. Caitlin Clark's shooting slump, while just one game in a long season, is worth monitoring closely in the weeks ahead, especially as the Fever look to lock down their playoff positioning. As the WNBA season progresses, Wednesday night's result in Indianapolis will likely be remembered as another milestone in what is shaping up to be a historic year for the Golden State Valkyries, and a cautionary tale for a Fever team that knows it is capable of far more than what it showed on this particular night. With 8 straight wins now in the books, the rest of the league is on notice. Golden State is not just an expansion success story anymore. It is a genuine championship contender. Final score: Golden State Valkyries 88. Indiana Fever 75. Golden State record 18-7. Indiana record 14-10. Leading scorers: Golden State, Gabby Williams 16, Caitlin Chen 14,